Alright then. So, last time we've got the remaining orbs, and we took down Baramos, and all is well. Except not. Turns out there was another evil being behind Baramos the entire time in Zoma. And it led to us traveling to a whole nother world. One that's kind of familiar. Turns out, we ended up in Alfgard by jumping into a big hole in the ground. And fortunately, this place seems to be in perpetual night. And yeah, this place looks pretty familiar. But let's see what might be different about this place. I don't think there was anything... The Falcon Sword's nice, in that it does double hits, but the actual attack power is kinda eh. When rain and sunlight are combined to get a rainbow bridge. That's how the old story goes. So we have the whole rainbow bridge thing to consider. Hello, Omega. And someone is studying how to lift curses. Well, alright. So, one interesting thing is that they basically combined Breckenary and Tantagel into one location. If you look across the sea from this castle, you'll see in the distance is the Master Archfiend's castle. Yep. Baramos was pretty much the last thing we did last time. That and the reveal of this whole place being what it is. And talk of Ortega, huh? Ortega is the hero's father. So that's significant. So apparently he didn't die in a volcano. He ended up here instead. And the fairy flute is in the village of Cole. The more things change, the more they stay the same, I suppose. Ah. Well, maybe we'll, cross paths with him at some point. That would be nice. Might as well see what's in here. Didn't. Ah. Wait, didn't somebody have open? Or... Okay, I guess not. But I still have the final key on hand, so that's fine. Treasure's empty. Empty. And empty. Yeah, I guess most of those brave men are dead, thanks to Zoma. Though seeing those stairs there, it kind of that kind of explains why the randomizer has stairs there, I guess, on some level. Okay. And yeah, not going there. There's no key shop, not that I would need one. But let's see if there's still something over this way. Yes, there is. Now it's just a matter of, is there an item here for us? I actually don't remember. In a dream, someone comes to leave the stones with me on the day that day breaks in this country. So I guess that's kind of a joke for people who played the first one and thought, oh, the Stones of Sunlight would be here too. Not so much. Alright, well that's that. And I want to say that I can do the stuff in this world in whatever order I see fit. So I think I'm gonna head up towards Garanham and see what's going on there. It feels weird fighting slimes and such after some of the nasty enemies we've been seeing previously. There's some of the stronger stuff. Wait, hold on. Okay, yeah, these things are kind of strong. Yeah, the sages pretty much have the best stuff they're ever going to get, equipment-wise. They're all equipped with zombie slashers, magic armor, iron helmets, and silver shields. I want to say that's the best equipment they could use. Oh, hello, reinforcement. Oh boy, ow. You know what? I need to get rid of those stupid goopies. Just so they don't... I'm willing to sacrifice most of a turn to get rid of all these dumb things. There, good. Holy cow, that was a lot of experience, though. Goodness. That was a worthwhile fight, I think. Oh, of course, one step. You know what? I don't want to go through all that again, not necessarily. Not right now. Alright, this cave looks familiar. And hey, I don't need a torch! So, did Archmage use Explode It and it failed? Is that what I Oh. Hold on. I think I saw... Yeah, we can't use magic in here. Okay. That's interesting. Hello, Pastille. Well, at least now I know I can't use... Oh, jeez. Although, if even the Troll Kings are favoring trying to hit me with magic, then all is well. One new spell for Omega. One new spell for Adam. Let's see. Probably invisible. That looks like the one that got added there. I'll have to check and see if I have any medical herbs on hand. Because that is suddenly relevant. I have 2. Okay. I don't think the Wing of Wyverns will work down here. I had a suspicion that the Salamander had a full party breath attack. That's why I wanted to take him out first. That one out first. Holy cow, the experience. Oh. So instead of a treasure chest here, there's something else here. Did I need to do that? No. Got some money. Ah, Mimic. You suck. But you can't use defeat on me in here. So this is a free fight. Thank you. Some more money. The Stone of... Oh. Ha 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 ha. If that's what I think it is... let me double check if that is what I think it is. Didn't have my resources up anyway. Let me just double check what that Stone of Life does. Okay. It wasn't what I thought it was. The Stone of Life basically is a one-time insta-kill prevention. I think I already have one in the bank. Yeah, that is the one I was thinking of. Fortunately, I'm not going to be that lucky. The Shield of Heroes. Nice! Plus 20. Good. Alright, now all I have to do is walk my way out. So, I've got some good stuff. Salamander again. We're closer to the end than to the beginning, for sure. If all goes well, I should be finishing this today. Assuming I find all the things I need to find, because I don't remember... I mean, given that we're basically in the world of Dragon Warrior 1 at the moment, it's obvious where certain things are going to be, but it's still the finer details escape me at the moment. Alright. Now that we're out, you can heal everyone that needs healing. Particularly me and Omega. Across the top. Kill the goopies first. Period. Okay, well. You know what? I have this stuff, I hardly ever use it. Most everyone has had their accuracy debuffed, so I might as well go out with a bang, right? Thankfully, it all worked out nicely. I learned a new spell. What is this now? Oh, well, hello there, Heal Us All. How are you doing? Very expensive, but very powerful. Yeah, very appropriate. Considering the nature of it, you can really only use it once. There we go. I'll have to see if Garenham is a warp point. Well, I mean, it's a steady progression. I think heal was 3 and heal more was 5, right? So it makes sense in that regard. Am I gonna argue over that? Heck no. Alright, what do we have here? If it's a silver harp you're wondering about, I think your son Garen took it. Okay. Aha! And what is this? Wait, he said that Garen had the silver harp. Apparently he didn't take it with him. I'm gonna go and return to Eliahan. Sell off that shield since I don't need it anymore. Drop off the Echo Flute because I don't need that anymore either. And drop off all that lovely money just so I don't lose half of it. I'll have to see how much I actually have saved up, because that will be relevant later. 82,000! I think I'm good. Think Omega had it? No. Equity Flutes. And the Stone of Life, too. Because probably won't... While it's nice for what it does... I don't feel like sacrificing an inventory slot for that. Alright. Go ahead and get the quick heal. And then warp back to Tanager and head onwards. Yeah, everyone has Vivify. Though, Vivify's kinda... The fact that Vivify is unreliable kinda irks me a little bit, but that's all it's all I have, so might as well make the most of it. Oh, more reinforcements. Hello, Elysium Bird! I was willing to sacrifice the whole turn to kill that thing, because I know it'll run away at the slightest chance. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. So is the cave still here? Yes, this cave is still here. Though I don't think I actually needed to go by boat for that. From my experience, usually it just runs. If it heals the enemy. If it healed me, I wouldn't mind, but... Oh, one downside to having the fast combat speed is like it's hard to make out what some of these enemies are actually doing. If only the menu had wraparound. No, they don't. Of course. Had to bring in the Titan before I took you out. Ow. Thank you, turn order. I presume this is still nothing? Yeah. So these layouts are familiar, but I'm sure they're different just enough to throw me off. All those two need to die. Yo! Nice crit there. At least I can use magic in here. Having it be the case in that one dungeon was kind of... Some money... I believe so. I know there's different levels of them. I forget which one was... what each one were, phrased. Uh-oh. Okay, decided to just attack. Okay, that's fine. Goodness knows I'm more used to the Game Boy Color terms as well, not just for attack moves, but for the enemies themselves. And we got another round of levels already. New spell. Nothing on that side. Heal us. That's the new spell. Okay. So is there a treasure there? No. But there should be treasure up this way. Darth Bear! So is there treasure? No. Darn it. Please don't make me explore this whole place to find the treasure. Two new spells for Remelia. Okay, that's interesting. And 2 spells for Adam. Okay, I need to look into this. Bee Dragon. Ooh, that's a neat one. Especially if I come across a huge group of metal babbles or something. Nothing there. Uh-oh. Oh, I think I got a free round, though. Nice. Nice shot. Anything that has an insta-kill spell is worth my attention. Uh-oh. Okay. I think it's the ones that I'm actually fighting. I know the one. I don't remember if they're. I think they're the same ones as in Baramos' castle, and they definitely did. Ah, of course. Okay, Blazemore, fine. Armor of Hades. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that's cursed. Let me check. It definitely is. Very strong armor, but the fact that it's cursed is a big no to me. No, it's making me wonder if there's anything else in here. Because having a dungeon have just that worries me. Ooh, okay. I saw that beat spell go off. Thankfully, it didn't hit. And I'm convinced I'm only doing as much damage as I am because I have the Dragon Killer Sword still. Aha! Okay, good. Invisibility herb. There's the paralyzing. There we go. Well, yeah, time to, And I'm presuming that can happen here, too. Oh, well, this place is cheap. Nice. And, yeah. Looks like the paralysis got healed, too, though I think just walking around healed it for most of the group anyway. But now I'm wondering if there's anything else in here, because my spoils from this first foray was disappointing. Okay, yeah. Hello, Defeat, how are you? Didn't need it to be a crit, but I'll take it anyway. Nope, nothing there. Would you like an enemy that can just insta-kill your entire party in one shot? No, I don't think you would. Even if I don't actually find anything here, the experience is good. Well, yeah, that's as good a reason as any to keep most of your money in storage. Wizard's Ring? Alright. How the heck is a giant turtle evasive? Riddle me that. Nope, nothing there. Alright. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Willing to commit a full... I attacked the wrong one. Dang it. Oops! There. Ow. Think you're down, I can take you out this one round. Yes. Thank you. Whew. Thing is, I don't know if I don't know how much of an impact the parry thing actually mattered, because for all I know, that crit just didn't care about defense whatsoever. For all I know. Okay, then yes. That's pretty much the main reason why nobody died, then. Ouch, yeah. Now I'm wondering if there actually is anything else in here of worth. Dancing Jewel, huh? Sure, I'll take a good bit of money. Not that I really need that much for money at the moment, but I'll take it. Okay, good. Alright, I think I'm done with this place. I'm just gonna... outside. If there's anything else here, then I guess I'll come back for it. But as of now, I'm convinced that I'm done here. Vaguely? I sure as heck hadn't seen it. That does make some sense. If it was made back when these games were made, anime certainly wasn't really a big thing in the US at that time. And we're at Hawksness. That isn't in ruins, somehow. I have some stuff to sell. I'm never going to use the invisibility herb because I have a spell that can do that. And the Armor of Hades, which I'm never going to sell. Which I'm never going to use, rather. Was there something else I had? The Silver Harp, which, yeah, I'm likely going to need that. Oh, well. Think of a name for the baby that's going to be born. Okay. Hold on. Revealing swimsuit, right. Shield of Strength is notable in that it's a free heal more. There's some Oricon. Uh-huh. I wonder where that Oricon could be. Yeah, I see. I can see that. Yeah. Well, that's a recursive thing, isn't it? Sphere of Light is in the world above. Okay, I think I'm gonna be needing that at some point. I wonder. Well, how fluky is that? Okay, thank you. Figured there had to be a reason for that area to be there. And of course I get the hint of it to it afterwards. I get the hint for the thing after I already find the thing, of course. Okay, 4th pace is south of the Baths and Coal, as per usual. I am definitely getting that weapon, yes. The Falcon Sword's alright, but if it was stronger, I would be more inclined to use it, but eh. If I was shooting for, like, metal babbles, that would be different, but against the regular enemies and such, I think I'll just use... I don't think would be using the Falcon Sword for that. Okay, so that thing is tougher than I thought it was going to be. And wyverns have fire breath. Okay. Ah, another round of levels for the mages. Good. For the sages, rather. One new spell for Omega, which I think would be heal us. Okay, good. Now, if Remelia or Adam get another spell, that's gonna be different. Well, Remelia learns one. And Adam learns one. Okay, time to see what that new spell is. There's open. Okay, so I officially do not need this key anymore. Stop using the stupid insta-kills. Thank goodness it's not working very often. Oh, and yeah, there is quite literally an edge of the world. Can't go beyond that point. The world doesn't even circle around. Which, given how Dragon Warrior 2 is laid out, would make no sense at all. I am only now noticing the health situation. Should take care of that. Alright, next stop is Cantlin. That's because it is. That's because it pretty much is. Well, I mean, in Dragon Warrior 1, you didn't have the you never got a boat in that game, so it wasn't really an issue. Fortress City, Cantlin. And that shop has no shopkeeper. In fact, a lot of these shops seem vacant. Yeah, I found it already. Thank you, though. My day's alright. Had a dentist appointment, but that's really no big deal. At least not for me, anyway. I see. So, looks like the people of Cantlin have kind of decided that nothing is worth anything. Working on creating a monster, and I'll have the monster protect this town. Name the monster Golem! Right, about that. So it looks like the shopkeepers have decided, you know, the world's gonna end, I'm just gonna close up shop. Alright, let's see what you have to say. go to the island of the Archfiend, you need to take 3 items. The Stones of Sunlight, the Staff of Rain, and the Sacred Amulet. Unfortunately, I don't have any of those yet. And all the shops are closed here. Unfortunate. Yeah, this place seems kind of dead. What do we have down here? Oh, it's a gambling hall. Alright. It's been a little while since we had seen one of those. I guess I'll heal up and head on out. There is one other place here that I know of. And then I'll warp back to Tanagil and go from there. Oh, hello, boss trolls. I forget how much experience I got from these dumb guys. It better be a lot to be worth putting up with this thing, especially in duplicate. Ow. Die, you stupid things. Well, I mean, they were former bosses. Of course they're going to be tanky. I'm trying to remember if I had by-kill when I fought these guys the first time. There! It's 1 now. Oh, right, yeah, the region was a thing, wasn't it? I think you had mentioned that once before. In that case, no. They are not worth fighting, then. No, 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 ow. I'll revive later. Thank you. That region they've got, they are definitely not worth fighting. do we have here? I am the fairy spirit that once served Rubus. I'll give you the... Oh! Well, thank you. Okay, so that's the Staff of Rain found. Alright, we're back to Tandagel. Go ahead and heal here while it's here and cheap. Now to see if I can get to Cole on foot, because I don't remember if that bridge is there. How about not? I thought the boss trolls were just limited to the Cantlin area. Turns out, no, they're not. No, there's the reinforcements. Thankfully, that's all the reinforcements that are going to be showing up. Good experience, though. These I'll fight. Here's to hoping that they're not as bad as the Granite Titans. They don't seem to be hitting as hard. They seem to be just as tanky, though. There we go. One step. Okay, that's fine. Okay, yeah, one round fully focused is enough to take him down. Good. Actually, I have an idea. Think that's multi-targeting? Haha! Yes! Perfectly. And it turns out I can't even get to Cole from here. Fine. I'll have to go by boat then. To some extent, yeah, I believe so. So if I return to Cantlin, where does that put the boat? Because if the boat's over here, then that's probably a better option. Is the boat down here somewhere? If so, I'll probably be head up to Rimmeldar after this, on the way up to Cole. Yay! Level 40. Nice. No spell, but extra stats is good. Haha! And a couple skeletal dragons. Well, at least that breath attack is rather weak. Alright, time to sail around this way. Oh, and I only just now noticed that Adam's health was under 100. I should take care of that after this. That seems to be the, my standard for when I heal is when someone gets under 100. So, I'm just gonna take a stop here, even though I'm pretty sure I can't do anything here right now. Ah, yeah, forgot to undo the parry. Oh well. Ow. Hey! Levels for the sages, good. New spell for Omega. Alright. What do we got? I think that Blaze Most from the looks of it. This is a Shrine of Honor. If thou art a hero true, the sacred amulet thou wouldst carry, therefore, as proof. Since thou dost not, I prithee depart to eternity. Okay, I barely made sense of that, but at least he didn't magically kick me out. That's why the Dragon Warrior 1 community refers to that guy as the jerk. Nice. Survived a crit, though. Spell for Amelia. Pretty sure that's also Blaze Most. I mean, though, to be fair, if you have the Edric's token, but not the other pieces, he doesn't do that. Not sure why I'm bothering fighting these guys. It's probably easier than trying to run away, honestly. Okay, that is half decent experience, though. Better than their Dragon Warrior 1 counterparts, anyway. Lots of money. It's one down. Beat didn't work. These shadows need to die, though. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, honestly, if you're saving up for a full plate, you might as well just go all in for the magic armor. Aw, darn. I want to take out the Darth Bear first, since that one was a bit more of a threat. One, two, three. Darn. One. No. Alright. Made it to Rimmeldar. And we got the treasure here. Might as well see what this is. The Ring of Life! Don't mind if I do. Ring of Life! I can equip the Staff of Rain, okay. The Ring of Life! Let's see. 284. 287, yep. Restores 1 health for every step. An important item Ortega gave you. Right. Place of prophecy. When drops of liquid light up the darkness, a bridge of rainbow will appear at the western end of this island. Yeah, that's especially true when the shop prices are random. Oh dear, and apparently Ortega died again. And the Armor of Radiance is in the tower that Rubus is sealed in. Okay. And I presume I'll get the Sacred Amulet from move is herself. Sword of Destruction! No. Yeah, I am not buying a cursed sword for 45,000. No thanks. And he's the guy who sells keys, but he hasn't seen a key to make yet. Yeah, and I might as well see the other half of the couple, except it... The guy's not down here. Either that or I didn't go far enough. Though I did see... It looked like there was a prison or something... down here somewhere. Aha. The liar who is constantly deceiving everyone. There's a secret passage behind the throne in the castle of the Archfiend. Okay. Yep, the final key unlocks all of them. I'm glad that's a thing. Because having to keep all 3 keys around would be annoying. I'll stay at the inn and be on my way. Still wondering where the Stones of Sunlight is. I can look it up if I have to, but I hope it doesn't come to that, though. It feels like I'm running out of places to look. Palm cracks. You guys need to die. Preferably by my hands, as opposed to your own. Okay. Thank you. And of course, their experience is pitiful. Oh, I thought it was a use it whenever they feel like it kind of thing. And of course I can't go in there. Okay, at least I didn't commit everyone to the winged demon. I don't think there'll be anything in here, but I'm going to check the swamp cave anyway. Of course, the 2 ghouls had to be separate entities. Okay, good. I didn't see who had got hit by Surround. that. There's that. Well, it worked the first time. It should work again, right? Oh. Okay. So much for that. Oh, and Adam's dead. Great. There we go. We're good. With the damage already dealt to him, we should be... Yep, there we go. I'll be so glad when I get revived. Having reliable resurrection. Kinda nice. Well, yeah, that's also good. Cool. I forgot to set up. Forgot to use step guard. Stupid. Didn't mean to do that. It's fine. Yeah, you're digging a tunnel. Yeah, the tunnel's not done yet, though. I figured there wasn't anything here, but it's a nice little detail. It's fine for the moment. Of course, when I have 3 people set to attack, I only need 2. Alright. Off to coal. Alright, later. We'll surround this time. Yay, made it to goal. Water flying clothes. Let me double check how strong that is. It's a moot point. It's wizards only. The sages can't use it. Sword of Kings was shattered to pieces. There we go. There's the fairy flute. Not sure if the fairy flute actually has a use in this one. But there you have it. We have the Sphere of Light, which apparently is in the above world. I'll definitely have to look into that. I think I have an idea of where that might be, but that might be my experience with the Game Boy Color version talking. I'm not entirely sure. Ah, okay. The Sword of Kings is made of Oricon. Go ahead and sell this Oricon for a good bit. So, let's see. Is this enough for the sword to be for sale? No. I'll probably have to leave town or something. Oh, that's what I need the flute for. Okay. Well, it's a good thing I found that then. Right, I just sold that. And there's the sword. Cost 35 grand, but just from the enemies that I killed while I've been here, I have plenty. So how much of an improvement is this? 216 to 259. Very good. Very good. Wait. Sell off the old sword. Right. Alright, so that's the strongest sword in the game. So I think the only thing we're really missing is the strongest armor. Because the Iron Mask is the strongest helmet. That's not cursed. And I already got the shield. Just go ahead and return back to here right away, just to have the boat be closer. Presumably. There it is. had missed one of them. Can't have that. Alright, and now to head over to this tower here, which can only be gotten to by boat. And, of course, have a fight the moment we enter. Alright, what kind of place is this? Well, at least I can one-shot those Leonas. Very good. So based off of the damage range, I don't think it's an automatic thing. New spell. Actually, I think this might be my last spell. Yep, lightning. Last one. Although I want to say can't the King Sword do that? Oh, it's Fire Volt. Okay, never mind. I'll have to see how good that spell is if I really feel the need to use it. I'm gonna presume that's a damage barrier. Treasure. Of course. Come on. Thank you. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say this other one's a mimic too. Nope, just had money. Alright. Just use regular attacks, please. I don't want you using Blizzard. Spells. 2 spells. There's Transform. I think that's the only one I saw anyway. Yeah, just one. I'm more focused on the other ones anyway. Just to double check. Saw Transform. Infirmost. I think that was the other one. Okay, I have no idea where I'm at right now. Three. 4. Ah. Just focus on killing all the enemies first. I can heal after. And this is why having a group of 3 sages is so good. I'm not even... These things will turn you around. I forget exactly in what direction. So I figured, you know, just not even bother and just step guard over the trap tiles. You suck. Revive cannot come soon enough. Come on! How many coin flips am I gonna lose? Game? The heck? Thank you. Took you long enough. Mimic. Thank you for not hitting anyone with that this time. Full Moon Herb. Okay. So I was pressing left for the first 2 and right for the second 2. Chaos. So, let's see. So, okay. There we go. Vitality Seed. Acorns of Life. More Acorns of Life. And more Acorns of Life. Who actually needs... Omega needs the HP at this point. Alright. Onwards. Oh, of course I one-shot him. One, Alright, what's next in this wonderful, wonderful place? I know it was said that the Armor of Radiance was in here somewhere. It's just a matter of where is it? Because I definitely want that. Dumb, stupid, insta-kills. I can look it up on my end if I have to. Although... That's one down. Two down. Thank goodness I'm inclined to think that these insta-kills have a low accuracy, which is part of the reason why I don't feel like using them. Yeah, there's that, which... Let's see. Down. Armor of Radiance! Ha ha ha! Yeah, I don't really need that. Give me that. Plus 25! Although apparently this, according to what I'm looking at, apparently this restores health per step as well, which means that maybe I should move that Ring of Life to somebody else. Yeah, I feel like I should do that. Since Adam can't do the parry thing, seems a good idea to have him using it. Since he'll be taking more damage in the long term. No one went to sleep. Good. Alright. So, with that armor found, now the next order of business is to make my way to the top. Because I'm presuming that's where Rubus is. Yeah, use bounce all you want. I'm not using spells on you. 96 damage to a Tortigon. That is... wow? Oh. Okay. Great. I was confused. I have heal all too, might as well use it. That's one down, that's two down, and that's three. Okay, is this the way? No. No, it wasn't. Now I'm starting to think I might have lost my way. Yeah, yes it is. I will not argue that. Perhaps there's other stairs elsewhere. Thank you for that not working. No, that's stairs going down. One, two. Ah. Okay, this place had... oh boy. I'm gonna give that a shot. If Amelia gets a hit in, we're good. Dang it. Okay, what am I missing here? I don't think there are any other stairs here. Oh. I think I see it. Okay. Something that apparently I didn't notice before. Did I just not go this way? No, I didn't. Alright. That was it the whole time. Ah, another mimic. Thank you. Hey, new level for me. I know I don't have any more spells to learn, so it's all about stat points at this point, and 19 health. Nice. Okay, so I do have to go in there. Because now we're at the back door. So here's to hoping that this is the right way. Hopefully the chaos didn't do anything. One. No. Two new spells. And two spells for Adam, too. I think that's the bigger one here. Explode it. Good. And revive. Thank you. Took long enough. Hold on, let me just make sure. Did Omega learn that too? Yes, good. Are you saying that the Magi Wyvern was turned around, or what was that it wasn't turned around? Because I don't think the flipped tiles thing was a thing after past the first game. Spells, gonna make absolutely sure. Yes, good. Elysian bird. Yeah. What? Just be gone. And okay. That's all of it. With all these insta-kills being thrown around everywhere, nothing is for certain. Okay, so I can just go down this way. But yeah, all the healing and decent attack power to boot. Yeah, this is a very strong party, though having to deal with the triple goof-offs to get to this point. You certainly had to earn it. Treasure chest, vitality seed. Well, there's a statue. So just use the fairy flute. Has a familiar tune, and yay! We've freed Rubus. I am the spirit Rubus who created this land of Alfgard. As a token of my gratitude, I shall give you this sacred amulet. And if you vanquish the master archfiend, I shall repay my debt of gratitude someday. I yearn for the return of peaceful times to this country. Alright. And we are done here. Return back to Himmeldar. Heal up. And now that we have that amulet, the guy from the Jerk Cave should be more receptive of us. There is one more thing. There's the Orb of Light that I need to go get. And apparently it was somewhere in the top world. I have an idea of where it is, but I might be thinking I might be thinking of the Game Boy Color version, though. Alright, later, Helicard. Ooh, agility seed from the bear. So, was that all the spells that they can learn? No. Okay. Exploded! Explode everything! Why? Thank goodness I have revived now, though. And in general, it seems like the enemies out here on the water are less threatening, for whatever that's worth. Throw all those Elysium birds my way. I'll just knock them all down. Alright, do you have something for me? The sunshine and rain do meet, the rainbow bridge is made. Go then and search for that. Right, because I don't have the Stones of Sunlight. I'm actually going to look up where that is, because I actually don't remember now, because it wasn't in the Tanajo basement. Stones of Sunlight. Oh! Apparently it is in Tanajo, just not in the usual spot, not in the old spot. Well, I don't want to spend all night looking for one thing. I mean, the reason why I ran this through the randomizer to increase experience and gold gains and increase the tech speed was so that this thing wouldn't take forever. So yeah, apparently this one... that little spot's significant. Oh. Okay, wasn't even trying to hide it there. There is also one other thing. And that is the Orb of Light. Where... okay. Okay, yep. It was exactly where I thought it was. Okay, good. Alright, so while I'm down here in Alifgard, I'm just gonna go ahead and get that rainbow drop now. If nothing else, that'll free up some of my inventory. Ow. That hurt. Yep, there we go. From here, after I get the rainbow drop, I'm gonna head topside, and it turns out the place that I was thinking of is in the original. It wasn't just a Game Boy Color thing. Thank you. So I am gonna make one quick stop at Aliahan. I want to say I cannot sell this armor that I've got, so I'm going to deposit that. And I'm also going to deposit all this wonderful money I've got. For what little I'm actually going to be using it for. I don't need the amulet anymore. I'm gonna keep the final key just to save on a little bit of MP in the long run. Don't remember if anyone else has anything to. Yeah, the silver harp. I am never gonna use that. Do you have anything to deposit? No. Oh, alright then. So where do I warp to? What would be the closest thing? I think this would be the closest one. Somewhere over here in this area that I never explored before. There's a castle. Ah, come on. There. So sensitive. This is the castle of the Dragon Queen, which is nearest to the upper realms. Oh, you're a dwarf. The queen is ill, but it seems she will lay an egg in exchange for her life. Okay. Taking a bit of a scenic route through this place. Haha. You stand before the Dragon Queen. If thou possess the courage to do battle with the Archfiend, I will give unto thee the Sphere of Light. I hope with this Sphere of Light that thou canst hasten the return of peace to this land, for I too am with child. And she gave me the Sphere of Light, laid her egg, and she's gone. So, in the Game Boy Color version, there'll be a spot here after you beat Zoma that has, like, post-game stuff, but that's not the case here. And I was trying to remember if that was all there was here, but turns out, no, there was something important here. So, with that, there's only one thing left to do. And that is to head back to Rimmaldar. I'm gonna go ahead and heal, and then it's off to Zoma's castle to try and take him out. Oh. Right, I deposited all my money. Let me just grab one fight here real quick. 2. Oh. It'd be nice if we get a crit on one of those things, but probably won't get that lucky. So at this point, if I take a wipe, yes, I'll be upset about taking a wipe, but my losses will be minimal. So, Gunaso's losing money isn't really much of a concern because I really don't have much of a need for it anymore. And I'll be keeping all of my experience that I get from here on. Well, period. Nostrils. No. I'll revive after we get we get away. Yes, thank you. Nice. Well, that works. Ah. Right. Yeah, I'm willing to take a couple steps there. Okay. There is one item in here that I do want. Okay. And I know where in the grand scheme of things that thing will be. Okay. Yeah, things are going all right. We're zooming right to the end here. That gold basher might run away of its own on its own. 1, 2. Oh. These gold bashers hurt though. Oh, nice. Wasn't expecting the green dragon to fall in one round, too. So, the stairs that are over there, I know don't amount to much. 7,500. Nice. Probably get another level before we get to the end here. At least these guys aren't as bad as the boss trolls. These guys are a lot easier to deal with. One step. Okay, one crit. Cool. Out of nowhere, ominous voices are heard. We are the guards of the Archfiend's chamber, something, something, something. Yeah, Limbo kind of sucks. Okay. Those ones are gone. I don't know if this is a scripted one or not. Nice crit. Ah, there's a level for me. Good. Ooh, and for Omega 2. Alright. No new spell, though. Okay, so that second one was a scripted fight. Ow. And there's Remelia's level. There! You're gone. So... is this it? There it is. I think this is... yeah, that's coming back from a trap because we have all of this. Whew, okay, made it. Yeah, take out the archmages first. For exactly that reason. Yeah, I seem to recall they're hearing about a way to just press one button to do that, but I don't remember. But I don't know what that setup is. And yeah, Adam's dead, and I'm dead. Great. Come on! Wow! Alright then, I'll take that. Doesn't get any closer than that, does it? Yeah, right. Oh, okay, just one shot at it, as you do. I am making sure that Archmage is dead. I don't want to have to go through that whole mess again. I can look it up, but I'd be doing it later, so I can't really say at the moment if anyone clicked that one. That's one down. That's two. And three. Swordoids. Well, those guys don't seem as bad. Okay, good. $6,200. maybe someone attacked that first one, even though it probably got healed. Oh, you know, one of them died anyway, that's fine. Salamanders, alright. That's one down. Ow! Okay, good, thank you. 12,000 experience. Free round, I'm gonna conserve on resources a little bit. And look, a hero is fighting a monster alone. It's Ortega! After all this time, after hearing about Ortega's death about 3 times over, turns out he was alive this whole time. At least Ortega has some spells on him. Come on, Ortega, you can do it! You can do it! Oh no. Oh, traveler, please hear my dying words. I am Ortega of Aliahan. If you happen to go to Aliahan in your travels, please visit MeleeWizard and tell of what transpired here. Ask him to forgive his father, who cannot bring peace to this world. Apparently he was so, he couldn't see it was actually his own flesh and blood there. Quite a dramatic moment there. I don't know if it's actually possible for Ortega to win that fight, but it'd probably do something weird to the game if it did. Alright, so yeah, I am looking at notes on this. Come on, thank you. And apparently the chests on the edges are both mimics. And there is the Stone of Life. And a leaf of the World Tree, too. Sage's Stone. That's the thing I was looking for. The Sage's Stone is basically a free heal us that can be used infinitely. Pardon me if I just plan on abusing the heck of that for the rest of this game. Alright then. Onward. Aha! We made it to the end. Hello, Zoma. MeleeWizard, I bid thee welcome to thine altar of offering. It is I who will bring about the destruction of all things. All living beings shall be demolished by me, and the entire world shall sink into despair. Commencing with thine own demise, MeleeWizard. Come, my servants, destroy them. So, something. Well, there's King Hydra. Time to get some revenge for our departed father. Free healing for all time. Hold on. King Hydra's down. Boss number 2. Baramos Bomus. So he basically just took Baramos and, you know, made him a zombie. Nice! 230 damage. And that's that one. And Baramos Bomus is dead. Again. But now we have Baramos Gonus. So it's not just that he brought him back as a zombie, he brought him back as a skeleton too. Oh. Okay. Well, I mean, he's a skeleton. I don't think he has those. Not anymore. And that's that. Just to be on the safe side, make sure we're all at full health. Before we go into this, because... Hello, Zoma. It's time to take you out. Why do you struggle to live? My joy is thy destruction, my beauty thy death. Come forth then, and die in peace. And for the longest time, I thought, you know, that helmet that Zoma's wearing, I could have sworn that was his actual head. For, like, ever. Because, you know, it kind of, you know, it looks like a head. You know, it's got the eye, it's got the horns. I didn't really think anything of it. Right. First things first. Sphere of Light. Preemptive healing. Let's see. Which one had by kill again? I think it was the wizard spell list. Yep. I remember hearing there was a strat, like a cheese strat for this, but I don't remember what that was off the top of my head. think that got rid of my buffs, didn't it? Sure, why not? We're already here. If I don't kill him legit, I can do it that way. I thought it was something like that. That's right. I thought so. Well, let's take a look at that then. Yeah, that did a good bit of damage. Though, keeping people alive is also kind of important. If I had more MP to work with, I might do that. I probably would do it that way. You know what, sure. Yeah, it feels like throwing buffs out is probably not even worth it. Just if he's gonna be nullifying it all the time. That is definitely some good damage, though. I just worry about running out of MP and then suffering for it. Oop, hold on. I think I had the wrong target for you. There. Yes, I see you're deafened and muted. And boom! Zoma's gone. Wizard, thou hast defeated me, but heed my words. So long as brightness exists, so doth the darkness. This vision I do see. From darkness deep, one more will follow me. But when that time doth arrive, thou wilt too have aged and died. And that is that. Oh. Oh, do I have to actually walk my way out? Oh, never mind. There we go.
Hey, Melee.
Hello.
I forgot my Discord was on mute for some odd reason.
It was on deafen too, so you couldn't actually hear me outside of.
Yeah,
myself.
I was like, why isn't he saying anything?
Fortunately, I can't use magic to get out of here, but since, you know, Zolma's gone, I think all the enemies are probably... Oh.
And yes, I'm watching this stream.
Yes, I see.
Good.
I see you in chat as well.
Okay.
So, and that explains why that little segment of the cave isn't there in Dragon Warrior 1. Because, yeah, with all the clues we had seen, this is actually... The events of this game actually are actually taking place before Dragon Warrior 1.
Yep.
Which was a huge thing back then, because that sort of weird prequel shenanigans wasn't really something you saw in video games, like, ever.
It was like... Big Ben.
sound like something closing is heard from up in the sky.
Oh. Could that be,
It is daytime now.
Oh.
So, yeah. All the stuff in the other world is no longer accessible through return.
Oh no.
We're stuck here now.
Does that mean ending? Maybe. Does that mean end?
Yeah, this is the end.
Cool, I guess.
Yeah, just gotta head back to Tanajul, tell the king that we've succeeded against Zoma. And I'm sure we will be rewarded accordingly.
So, why had that percentage change?
I'm not control anymore. Okay. And hello, Lag. MeleeWizard, thou hast defeated the Master Archfiend. May I offer thee my deepest gratitude. Due to thine efforts, day has finally dawned again in our country. MeleeWizard, thou art a true hero. I hereby bequeath unto thee that which is our country's highest honor. The Order of Edric, bearing witness to your status as a true hero. MeleeWizard, brave hero of Edric. Thou wilt forever remain this stuff, and it just went away too soon. So it turns out we were Edric this whole time. The name of legend from the first game.
Dun dun dun.
And as such is a lineage that will carry onwards into Dragon Warriors 1 and 2.
Yeah.
It's nice getting this game done. I've been wanting to do this one for a long time. It's nice that it finally got that the RNG decided to let me do this now. And now that this is done, I plan on delving into the randomizer for this game, so I can only imagine how that'll go. Thus, a true warrior was born, and MeleeWizard became known as Erdrick, hero of Aliahan. There was no equal. And the text is moving too fast for me to say out loud.
Oh. Wait, are you gonna post this on,
Yes, on YouTube, yes.
Yeah.
Like every other game I've done on Twitch.
So YouTube audience, if you really want to see it, just pause it.
Yeah, pretty much. Thus, the legend was born.
So, what's up next for you for this RPG?
Well, we'll find out, but I'm gonna let the credits play itself out first.
Oh, okay. I wish I could hear the music, but I can't.
Yeah, because you'd be kind of
echoing.
You'd be hearing me, hearing us echoing, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of awkward.
Yeah.
But I guess you can always watch the VOD back, so you don't have to wait for it to show up on YouTube.
Right.
So, I looked into the randomizer. Heck, I had ran this game through the randomizer just for the sake of making the game a bit faster than it otherwise would have been, with increased experience and gold gains, faster text, that sort of thing.
Yep.
But naturally, there's a lot more going on with this. You can shuffle the map around, like in the Dragon Warriors 1 and 2, and presumably 4, so I haven't touched that one yet. And just, who knows, like, all these locations can be any old where, and I believe there's an option of shrinking the map size down so so that the travel time isn't as bad.
Are you going to do that?
Yeah, at least for the first time around, I'll probably just do it my own time, just so I can figure out how the whole thing works. But I'll probably, depending on how often it comes around in my randomizer rotation, I could find myself doing Discord streams of it.
Yeah.
I end up doing those kind of it's an as I feel like it kind of thing anyway.
Yeah. Ay.
So we're seeing all the various locations, even the somewhat ancillary locations like this transport shrine here. I believe that was the one on the way to Portoga.
What are the points of those? The two caves.
Well, you needed a key from a previous dungeon to the two shrines were linked underground, and you needed the key in a previous dungeon to get through it.
Oh. That makes 0.0.0 sense. But okay.
There's Rimuldar.
I see. I saw you post Z quest.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I would think that since some people seem to be starved for such things, I was expecting maybe a little bit of a bigger response, at least in Discord, but I hadn't. Hardly anyone said anything about it so far.
Yeah, I did. And never mind. How many goofballs did you have?
How many what? Oh, the goof-offs?
Yes.
3. It was the hero and 3 goof-offs until I leveled them all up enough to turn them all into sages.
Okay. I gotta get off.
There's the Dragon Queen's castle.
I'm hopping off.
Okay.
So. Bye, Melee.
Yep, have a nice one.
You too.
That was the pirate's place. Dang, is it? It is actually going to like almost every location here, isn't it? That's Romalie. It's certainly not doing them in order. Yeah, but stick around after the credits are done, because I'll be rolling the next game right as soon as this stuff is done. And putting in whatever points that whatever channel points people have spent on stuff. Yeah, if you want an extra point towards one of the non-RPGs, do it now. Which town was that again? Was that Portoga? I think so. No. Oh well. Ooh, nice little dragon orb thing. To be continued in Dragon Warrior. Nice and shiny. Oh, how many colors does that turn into? So I didn't think it would. Oh, well, that's neat. All right, then. So let's just go ahead and transition over to this. And just today, since I had a feeling that this was going to be happening, I went ahead and kind of redesigned this. So you see the 5 games that are there that are up for grabs this time around: La Mulana, Donkey Kong 64, Mega Man 8, Shantae Risky's Revenge, and River City Ransom. So, and I decided to just kind of put the percentages right there with them. So I'm just going to do one last double check to see if there were any points spent. I don't think there was. There wasn't any before I started streaming, but no. Okay. But there have been points spent previously. There was 1 point spent for Shantae and 1 point spent for La Mulana. So these are the percentages. Let's see what the next stream project is going to be. So, 3, 2, 1, stop. And it is River City Ransom. Given the nature of that, it's probably not going to take very long, but it's not a game that I know, like, hardly at all, so we'll have to see how things go. So, until then, this is MeleeWizard, and have a nice night.